National Quilt Museum. This is a fabulous crowd. Thank you all for being here tonight. Yes, clap. Give ourselves a hand. This is our artist talk with Miss Mary Margaret Pettway, and we want to thank our sponsor, the Paducah-McCracken County branch of the NAACP. So let's give them a round of applause. I also want to introduce a couple of other people to you. Gee's Bend quilter Jennifer Abrams. Raise your hand, Jennifer. And her daughter, get her daughter Chantrell. And then also our guest curator for the exhibition, Whiles I Yet Live, is Starasea Camara. She's here on the front row. And then tonight's talk will be moderated by the first vice president of the NAACP, Amina Watkins. And then our guest of honor is Miss Mary Margaret Pettway.
Hi.
Yes. Now, Miss Mary Margaret Pettway is a master quilter. She's also the chair emerit of the Souls Grown Deep Foundation. And the Souls Grown Deep Foundation, we source some of the quilts that we have in the exhibition from that organization. So we're very pleased to be working with Souls Grown Deep Foundation. Now, Miss Mary Margaret Pettway is a fourth generation quilter. So does that make Jade fifth generation?
Oh, yes.
All right, yes. So Jade Pettway, Miss Mary Margaret's daughter, is here as well. Great. Wave to everybody.
Get away.
Right. There you go. Thank you. So Miss Mary Margaret Pettway was born and raised in Gee's Bend, which is called Boykin, Alabama. Mary Margaret Pettway, as I said, is a fourth generation quilter and the daughter of Lucy T. Pettway. Ms. Mary Margaret is a member of the Gee's Bend Quilters Collective. That's another organization where we receive some of the quilts for the exhibition. And then she has taught quilting workshops throughout the Southeast, and she just completed a very successful quilting workshop here at the National Quilt Museum.
Yes.
So let's welcome Ms. Mary Margaret Pettway.
Thank you.
Amina, it's all yours.
It's all me. All right. Thank you, guys. How has the week been?
The week has been wonderful. You know, when you go to a different place, attitudes change, but Paducah is kind of like Gee's Bend. It's like Alabama. It's a second home, you know? So the people are nice. Everybody's friendly. All my students, they did a wonderful, wonderful job.
Good.
They did. First day piecing, second day quilting. Today was hemming day. Actually, it made me feel like a family member.
That's what we like
Yes.
to hear.
So-
That's Paducah hospitality for you.
Yes, it is.
All right. So I'm going to give a little bit of instructions starting out the evening. So tonight we're just going to do a little Q&A with Miss Mary Margaret, and then I'll give an opportunity for some of you all who may have some questions out in the audience to ask her some questions about Gee's Bend, about her own collection and her own family history, if you so choose. And then we'll give some more time for you guys, if you haven't had a chance to walk around the gallery and see the exhibits, you have a chance to do so after our Q&A. So is that okay?
That's fine.
All right, let's get started. All right, so one of my first questions I have for you is, Gee's Bend quilts are known for their deep roots in family and community. Mm-hmm. How did your upbringing or family traditions influence your art?
My mother was an older woman. So everything that the older children knew, I had to learn. Mm. I am the youngest of my mother's children.
How many children?
5.
5.
So including the boys and, you know,
yeah,
everybody had to learn how to cook, clean, sew, sweep yard, garden. They had to learn it all. So my brothers grew up sewing also. They wouldn't let it touch them after they got grown. You couldn't paint it on them, but they did. Everybody learned how. And I taught my son and I taught my daughter.
Yeah.
But they had more influences than I did because they had my neighbor, Miss Leola. They had my Aunt Revel. They had my Aunt Queenie. They had, other than me and my mama, they had a bunch of different influences. So, yeah.
So the influence was around the household and in the neighborhood.
Yes. Who could say I grew up in an artist colony in this place? Other than me and Jay, who can say I grew up in an artist colony?
So tell us a little bit more about that artist colony that you're speaking of.
What do you want to know? We can talk all day about G's Bend now.
Tell us something that someone who is not familiar with G's Bend, what they need to know.
What do you need to know? Okay. Anybody that you ask in G's Bend where somebody is or where can I find so-and-so or such and such, I promise you, drunk or not, they're going to point you in the right direction, okay? They will point you in the right, no, you go down there, that White House down there, and you're going to see that sign on the side of the road. Of course, they're meaning a quilt mural. and you hang a left, and that's where you're going to find them at. And it's true.
Okay.
It's true.
All right.
We do not believe in, some places children go missing. Our children never go missing. They'll be missing out of the yard, but they'll bet you they gone to play with somebody else, and we're going to bring them back to you after we feed them. Okay? We're not going to take them. We're not going to keep them. You're going to get them back.
All right. So how do the stories or experiences of G's Bend and its people show up in your quilting?
I believe in structure. I was raised doing traditional quilts. That gives everybody all kinds of structure. Some people like freestyle. Sometimes I do stray off the path, but I go back to what I was taught, the structured quilt, the pattern quilts. Yeah. Those I like. Like I say, every now and then, my daughter will send me on a wild goose chase on a quilt. So, yeah. Every now and then, but it always brings you right back to where you started from.
Are there any type of quilt patterns that are unique to G's Bend?
I don't think so.
Okay.
There are some, but G's Bend, we took what we had to make what we need. It didn't matter what it was. Some people, it just depended on your skill level. Some people sewed strips and strings together. Some people actually cut pattern quilts. So it just depended on your skill level.
What do you prefer?
I can do either one. I can do what it takes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it mean to you to pass this tradition on to the younger generation?
That means it will not die with me. I'm extending it out. The doors are open for them. All they got to do is walk through it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And if our younger generation out there are interested in quilting by now, we got a few back there.
Somebody's interested in quilting? The young folks? How old are you, baby?
I'm 17.
Oh, yeah, I love you already. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm coming back. You come on to the class now. Yeah.
Let's give our audience an opportunity to ask some questions that they may have for you.
Okay. Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, right?
Population of G's Bend.
At one point it was 500. It's probably down by half now because our children are still, when they get old enough to leave from home, they're going to college and they're going out and getting jobs elsewhere.
Yeah, any other
Hear
questions?
the story of how G's Bend became famous. You know, how was it discovered?
Again? Look, again, discover it
Discovered again, okay.
Yeah. Well, talking about with the quilts?
Yes.
Okay. In the late 90s, 1990s, Not that it was long ago for me, but in the 1990s, a man came from Atlanta by the name of Bill Arnett. He had seen a picture of a woman that had a quilt spread out on a wood pile by her house. Yeah, some of us didn't have, or either we'll spread it out there because we didn't want to go to the clothesline. But, and he fell in love with that quilt. It just amazed him. He called it art.
Did y'all hear that in the back? He called it art.
He came on down the road buying quilts. He found somebody that could teach him how to come to G's Bend. The lady that he found stayed down here from the 1960s up until the 1980s. She had her children down here. And her name was Mary McCarthy. And she raised her children down here. So she finished growing up down here, got married down here, raised her children down here. So basically she was one of us. And he started buying quilts. We started selling quilts because, you know, it was a good time then. You got money coming to your house. You know, so you're going to sell. But Bill had things distinct in mind that he wanted, which we were willing to part with, you know.
So was it word of mouth that got other people to
Oh,
come?
yes. With Bill, word of mouth down home, look, this man crazy, he buying all these old quilts. And that's the way he got all the quilts that he got. But Souls Grown Deep, he started the foundation, Souls Grown Deep.
Wow.
With his personal, some of the pieces of his personal collection. So that's how Souls Grown Deep started.
With the quilts that this Bill bought.
Yes. And he was a bulldozer when it came to museums because he pushed to have some of those quilts put into museums. And that's what started it. Yeah.
Do you hand quilt your quilts or do you use a machine to quilt?
Believe it or not, I hand make most of mine.
Do you?
Yeah, I'll sit on the side of my bed and sew all day. I don't have a problem with it. And I'll put it in the frame and sit right there and quilt it too. Yeah, I hand quilt all my quilts. I hand him all my quilts also. Yeah, if I get on a sewing machine, I gotta have something right then in a hurry.
Do you have a certain place that you like to buy your stuff?
You know I'm a Walmart fan. Why y'all play? If I can get Hancock's, yes. If I can get giveaway fabrics, yes. If I can tear up a pair of pants and nobody know about it, yes. I have friends that will send me jeans and, you know, their old pants or whatever, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with them. I'm not going to do them until I get ready to do them. Yeah.
We need to work on that Hancock's connection for you.
Ain't it though?
I know, right? Before we leave, do you have any parting words or wisdom to give to us?
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, some gentlemen do so. When you make a quilt, please try to make that quilt straight. Those quilts, those quilts in the museums, those old quilts, guess how we used to clean them? Guess how they were washed? They were boiled in a pot with lye soap. Maybe a little Clorox if you had a little change. And taken out of that water and put in a tub of cold water. Juked down, rinsed, and we weren't gonna shake them out because we're children, we ain't play that. You're gonna get all sorts of wrinkles on them. And it was spread on the line. During the course of that, some of that material shrunk. Some of that cotton shrunk. That's why those quilts are crooked as I don't know what in the museums, okay? So please try to make it as straight as possible, okay?
Y'all got that?
And two, them old quilts had real cotton in them. They're real length, where you had to beat it down and quilt it out. Something that'll break a needle. Something that'll skin you up when you get up under it for real, and you wonder, oh, what biting me? Is that needle biting you? You know, that's the way it was. So just try to make them straight as you can. They don't have to be dead on, but you know, come about that close to dead on. Yep.
Well, thank you, Miss
Thank you.
Mary. I have enjoyed our talk this evening, and thank you all for coming. I do want to give one thanks to the National Quilt Museum, Bonnie Schrock and her staff. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank you all for showing up and spending your Friday evening with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.